Have you ever woken up and wondered why your body no longer responds the way it once did? Why your firmness, once a source of pride, now feels unreliable? The truth may shock you. It isn't just aging, it isn't only hormones, and it isn't fate. The real reason is hidden deep inside your pelvis in a set of muscles most men have never trained. And if those muscles are weak, your erections will never be as strong as they could be. My name is Dr. James. I'm a board-certified urologist with more than 30 years of experience helping men restore vitality and intimacy. I've sat across from thousands of men in their 50s, 60s, and 70s who believed their best days were gone, and I've watched them transform their lives with nothing more than a few minutes of simple, consistent exercise. Here's what most men don't know. Your pelvic floor is like a natural ring that locks blood inside the penis. When you strengthen it, you reclaim firmness, control, and confidence. When you ignore it, no pill or supplement can give you what those muscles once provided naturally. This is the hidden paradox almost no one talks about. But there is hope. Today I'm going to share with you 5 of the best stretches, safe, natural, and proven, that can bring back stronger, longer-lasting erections after 50. Just a few minutes a day can mean better performance, better bladder control, and a better quality of life. And stay with me until the end, because the final stretch is the one most men skip. Yet it's also the one that can unlock firmness you haven't felt since your youth. Before we begin, I'd love for you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss another tip for men's health. And if this video helps you, just type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 so I know how to serve you better. Now that you understand why these hidden muscles matter, let's move into the first stretch. This simple but powerful movement is called the pelvic tilt. It's the foundation that reconnects you with your core and pelvic floor, teaching your body how to hold firmness again. 1. Pelvic tilt, foundation of control. The first movement I want to share with you is called the pelvic tilt. And while it may look simple, it is in fact one of the most powerful ways to restore firmness and control. Imagine lying down on your back, knees bent, feet planted firmly on the ground, arms resting comfortably at your sides. In this position, you are calm, supported, and ready to focus on the deepest muscles that control your vitality. Now draw your belly button gently toward your spine and press the lower part of your back into the floor. As you do this, tilt your pelvis ever so slightly upward, just enough to feel the muscles engage. Hold for a few steady seconds, breathe slowly through your nose, and then release with control. What you are really doing here is waking up the pelvic floor. These muscles are not just ordinary muscles, they are the hidden locks that hold blood inside your penis during an erection. When they are weak, firmness slips away. When they are strong, they act like a gatekeeper, securing circulation and power exactly when you need it. For many of my older patients, this exercise feels like discovering a new part of their body, one they didn't realize they could command. Over time, that awareness becomes a source of confidence both in the bedroom and beyond. The beauty of the pelvic tilt is that it builds what we call co-contraction, your abdominals and your pelvic floor firing together in harmony. That harmony is the secret to stability, control, and staying power. It may sound technical, but when you practice this daily, it begins to feel natural, even automatic. You are retraining your body to do what it once did effortlessly in your youth. I always tell my patients, quality matters far more than quantity. It is better to perform 10 perfect tilts with focus and breath than 20 rushed repetitions. As you grow stronger, you can gradually increase to 20 or even 25, but never sacrifice form. Each movement should feel deliberate, each contraction a reminder that you are reclaiming control. When done consistently, men often describe a new sensation as if they are locking in firmness rather than losing it. That feeling alone can be life-changing. Beyond erections, this exercise carries surprising benefits. It strengthens your lower back, improves posture, and even helps reduce urinary urgency by giving you conscious command over the very muscles that control your bladder. Many men notice they wake up fewer times during the night or that the nagging pressure to rush to the bathroom eases. These changes may sound small, but together they restore dignity, freedom, and peace of mind. The pelvic tilt is more than just a stretch. It is a foundation. It grounds you in awareness, teaching your body that strength and control can return no matter your age. Every time you lie down and press your spine gently into the floor, you are building not only physical endurance, but also trust in yourself. You are proving that your body is still capable of growth, change, and vitality. And here is the most inspiring part. This is just the beginning. The pelvic tilt lays the groundwork for everything that comes after. Once you master it, you'll be ready to unlock deeper flexibility, stronger coordination, and even more profound improvements. Because the next stretch goes beyond simple control, it begins to open your body in ways you might not expect, setting the stage for even greater strength and flow. 2. Prone stretch. Unlock the core. The second movement is called the prone stretch, and while it appears calm and almost effortless to an outside observer, what it awakens inside your body is truly remarkable. Picture yourself lying face down on a soft mat or carpet, legs extended straight behind you, elbows resting directly beneath your shoulders. Your forearms press gently into the ground as your chest lifts slightly, creating a natural curve through the front of your body. In this position, your head is neutral, your gaze relaxed, and for a moment, you feel like you are simply resting. But then the work begins. You draw your belly button gently in towards your spine, engage your abdominal wall, and at the same time, you activate the hidden pelvic floor muscles. It is subtle, it is controlled, and it is powerful. What makes the prone stretch extraordinary is its dual nature. On one hand, it lengthens and releases the hip flexors and abdominal muscles that have grown tight from years of sitting, driving, or bending forward. These tight tissues act like a clamp on your pelvis, restricting blood flow, compressing nerves, and creating stiffness that can steal away vitality. On the other hand, by pulling your belly in and gently lifting the pelvic floor, you are calling those deep stabilizers into action. Together, this balance of stretch and contraction builds flexibility, coordination, and endurance, the very qualities that fuel lasting erections and greater control. Men who practice the prone stretch consistently often describe feeling an almost electric awareness through their core and pelvis. They notice that their lower back tension begins to ease, that standing tall feels natural again, and most importantly, that the signals between their brain and their body seem sharper, faster, more reliable. It is as if the nervous system, long slowed by age and stiffness, suddenly upgrades to a stronger connection. This is not just physical exercise. It is a reawakening of communication between mind and muscle. When you first begin, 20 to 30 seconds is enough. Breathe deeply, let your stomach expand with air, and never hold your breath. Oxygen fuels the muscles, and smooth breathing keeps your body relaxed while your core does the work. After each hold, rest for a short moment, then repeat 3 or 4 times. As you grow stronger and more comfortable, lengthen the hold to 45 seconds or even a full minute. Each progression is not just a measure of muscle endurance, but of your body relearning how to balance strength with openness. This exercise carries benefits far beyond intimacy. A flexible and responsive core improves posture, reduces pressure on the spine, and makes everyday movement, walking, bending, lifting, more effortless. For men over 60, these changes translate into freedom. Freedom from the constant tug of back pain, freedom to stand tall, freedom to feel strong and in command of the body once again. And when you combine these physical changes with the renewed circulation through your pelvis, you rediscover a sense of youth that is not just about performance in the bedroom, but about vitality in daily life. The prone stretch is more than just a position on the floor. It is a reminder that strength and flexibility can exist together, that endurance is built through harmony, and that even the smallest, quietest movements can unlock profound results. Each time you lower yourself onto your mat, you are not only stretching muscles, you are opening doors to energy, confidence, and possibility. And as powerful as this movement is, it is only one step on the journey. Because the next exercise takes this awakening to another level, teaching your body to connect breath and muscle in a way that builds lasting endurance and conscious control. It is the bridge between awareness and mastery, and once you feel it, you will understand why so many men call it the turning point. 3. Kneeling ab draw-in. Breath meets muscle. The third movement is called the kneeling ab draw-in, and this is where your body and breath begin to work as one. Imagine lowering yourself onto all fours, hands planted firmly on the ground beneath your shoulders, knees aligned directly under your hips. Your spine rests in a natural, neutral position, not arched like a frightened cat, not sagging like a hammock, but steady and straight. This is the foundation, the starting place where awareness begins. Then, with a slow, deliberate exhale, you gently draw your belly button towards your spine. As your abdomen flattens, you activate not just your core but your pelvic floor, pulling it upward as though stopping a stream of urine mid-flow. It is subtle, but inside it is profound. What makes this exercise unique is that it doesn't just strengthen muscles, it builds a dialogue between your breathing and your deepest stabilizers. The transverse abdominals, those hidden corset-like muscles wrapping around your midsection, contract in harmony with the pelvic floor, creating an inner cylinder of stability. As you breathe out and hold, you feel the connection deepen. As you breathe in and release, you feel the body soften and prepare for the next contraction. This rhythm is the very essence of endurance, control, and staying power. It teaches you that firmness isn't about clenching harder, but about learning when to engage and when to relax. For many men, this is the first time they have ever consciously connected breath with their pelvic floor. The discovery can be eye-opening, even emotional. Instead of feeling helpless or disconnected, they realize they have direct influence over their body's response. That sense of control brings not only confidence in intimacy, but also peace of mind in daily life. With practice, you begin to notice that you can summon those contractions at will, turning them on or off as needed. This kind of mastery is what allows you to last longer, stay firm under pressure, and choose the moment rather than being overtaken by it. The routine itself is straightforward, but the rewards are rich. Start with 10 to 15 repetitions, each one held for 3 to 5 seconds. Focus on keeping your shoulders relaxed, your neck neutral, and your breath flowing smoothly. As you grow stronger, increase the hold to 7 or even 10 seconds, and experiment with slight shifts of weight forward or backward. These tiny adjustments recruit different muscle fibers, adding layers of strength and coordination. With consistency, you'll notice your core feels tighter, your pelvis more stable, and your awareness sharper than it has been in years. Beyond intimacy, the kneeling ab draw-in brings stability to your spine, improves circulation in the pelvis, and supports every movement you make. Walking, bending, lifting, even simply standing tall. For older men, this stability is priceless. It reduces the risk of falls, relieves lower back strain, and helps maintain independence. But perhaps the most valuable benefit is psychological, the realization that control can be relearned, rebuilt, and reclaimed at any age. Every time you exhale and contract, you are reminding yourself that you are not powerless. You are capable, resilient, and still strong. This movement is proof that sometimes the smallest, quietest exercises create the loudest results. By teaching your body to breathe with intention and contract with precision, you lay the groundwork for lasting stamina and conscious command over your performance. It is not about brute force, but about balance, timing, and awareness. That is where true confidence is born. And if you think the connection between breath and muscle is powerful, wait until you feel what happens when strength meets movement. Because the next exercise doesn't just train your pelvic floor, it challenges your entire body to hold firmness under pressure, building a foundation of power that supports you in every part of life. 4. Bridge abduction, power and stability. The fourth movement is known as the bridge abduction, and it is one of the most complete full-body activators you can perform. To begin, picture yourself lying flat on your back, knees bent, feet placed firmly on the ground about hip-width apart, and arms resting gently at your sides. With a deep inhale, you press your heels into the floor, lift your hips upward, and form a straight line from your shoulders through your hips to your knees. This is the bridge, a position of strength and stability. But now comes the key. While holding this elevated stance, you gently press your knees outward as if you are stretching a band around your thighs, then return them inward with control. The motion is small, deliberate, and steady, but the effect is extraordinary. What makes this exercise so valuable is the way it recruits multiple powerful muscle groups all at once. Your pelvic floor, the muscles that hold firmness, are engaged and firing. Your glutes, the largest muscles in your body, are activated to drive circulation and stability. And your hip abductors, often overlooked, come alive to balance and support the pelvis. This trio creates a synergy of strength that not only locks in blood flow where you need it most, but also improves balance, posture, and endurance across your whole body. When these muscles work together, you feel grounded, powerful, and ready to perform. Many of my older patients are surprised at just how transformative this one exercise feels. At first, the hips may rise only a little and the knees may tremble with effort. But as the weeks pass, they notice the lift becomes higher, the hold steadier, the outward push smoother. Alongside this progress comes a growing sense of confidence. The body begins to feel not only stronger but more dependable. In moments of intimacy, that strength translates into control, into firmness that lasts, into performance that feels youthful again. Beyond the bedroom, the bridge abduction carries lasting benefits that improve daily life. Strengthening the glutes relieves pressure from the lower back, making walking and standing less tiring. Activating the hip abductors stabilizes the pelvis, reducing strain on the knees and hips. Engaging the pelvic floor restores bladder control and builds awareness in a part of the body many men had long ignored. Together, these changes create freedom. Freedom from pain, freedom from embarrassment, freedom to move and live with energy. For a man in his 60s or 70s, this freedom is priceless. The key is not to rush. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions, each outward push held for 2 to 3 seconds. Focus on keeping your hips lifted and your core engaged, resisting the urge to arch your back. With time, increase to 15 or 20 repetitions, or add a resistance band just above the knees to intensify the challenge. The goal is not to strain, but to build endurance and coordination, so that strength feels natural and effortless. Each repetition becomes a statement. I am reclaiming my body, I am investing in my health, I am building stability that will carry me forward. The bridge abduction is more than just exercise. It is a reminder that strength comes from working together, muscles supporting one another, the body aligning with itself, mind and movement uniting for a greater purpose. When you rise into the bridge and hold steady, you are not just lifting your hips, you are lifting your confidence, your vitality, your sense of control. And yet, as powerful as this movement is, it still prepares the way for something even more unique. Because the final stretch is not just about strength or stability, it is about release, freedom, and unlocking a flow of energy most men have not felt in decades. Stay with me because what comes next may be the game changer you've been waiting for. 5. Rocking Frog Stretch, the game changer. The fifth and final movement is called the Rocking Frog Stretch, and it is the exercise most men overlook, yet it is often the one that produces the most dramatic results. Imagine lowering yourself onto a comfortable mat, coming down on all fours and then carefully sliding your knees outward until they form a wide V shape. Your feet turn slightly outward, your hips begin to sink lower toward the floor, and soon you rest on your forearms with your spine neutral and your head relaxed. In this position, many men already feel a deep pull through the inner thighs and the groin. It may feel challenging, it may feel intense, but it is exactly what your body has been waiting for. Now begin to rock your hips slowly forward and backward like a gentle wave flowing through your pelvis. The motion is steady, fluid, and controlled, and with each shift you are unlocking muscles that have been tight and neglected for years. This exercise is not just a stretch, it is a release. The inner thighs or adductors often grow stiff from years of sitting, lack of flexibility training, or simply holding tension in the body. These tight tissues act like a tourniquet around your pelvis, cutting off blood flow and trapping stress in the very area where freedom and circulation are most needed. By gently opening them, by rocking with patience and breath, you dissolve that barrier and allow fresh, oxygenated blood to move into the erectile tissue. At the same time, the pelvic floor, often clenched without awareness, begins to relax and contract in harmony, finding the balance between strength and softness. The rocking frog stretch carries an emotional weight as well. Many men describe it as if something inside them awakens, a hidden vitality they thought had slipped away with age. The stretch reminds them that their body is still capable of opening, still capable of change, still capable of strength. It feels vulnerable yet empowering, like rediscovering a part of themselves that had been locked away. This is why I call it the game changer. It doesn't just strengthen, it frees. And in that freedom, blood flow improves, sensitivity heightens, and erections become not only firmer but more responsive. To begin, spend 30 to 40 seconds in the position, moving gently with the rhythm of your breath. Never force it, never push through pain. With time, as flexibility increases, the stretch feels more natural, even pleasant. Repeat 3 times, resting briefly in between, and allow your body to progress gradually. Over the course of a few weeks, most men notice a clear difference, not only in firmness but in staying power, in the intensity of their orgasms, and in the overall sense of control. This single movement can transform the way you feel in your body and the way you connect with your partner. Beyond intimacy, the benefits extend into daily life. A pelvis that is open and supple supports better posture, reduces hip and lower back strain, and makes movement smoother and more efficient. Circulation improves not only for sexual health, but for overall vitality. The body feels lighter, freer, more youthful. And perhaps most importantly, the rocking frog stretch teaches the body how to flow, how to move without stiffness, how to blend strength with ease. That lesson carries into every step you take. This is why I always encourage men never to skip this stretch. It is the finishing touch, the movement that ties everything together. If the pelvic tilt builds awareness, if the prone stretch unlocks, if the kneeling ab draw-in connects breath with muscle, if the bridge abduction creates power and stability, then the rocking frog stretch brings balance. It is the yin and yang of the routine, the harmony of contraction and release, the missing piece that makes the entire system complete. And now that you have the 5 movements, the question becomes, how do you put them into practice each day in a way that ensures lasting results? Because the real secret to reclaiming your strength is not just knowing the exercises, it is in building a daily habit that transforms your body and your confidence over time. 6. Beyond erections, the hidden benefits. When men first come to me asking how to restore firmness, their focus is usually narrow. They want harder erections, more staying power, and greater confidence in intimacy. And while those results are real and powerful, what often surprises them most is how far the benefits of these 5 stretches extend beyond the bedroom. By strengthening and awakening the pelvic floor, you are not only improving sexual function, you are reshaping the way your body moves, feels, and ages. The changes ripple outward into every aspect of daily life. One of the first improvements many men notice is bladder control. With age, urgency and nighttime trips to the bathroom become common, and they can be frustrating and exhausting. But by retraining the pelvic floor, you restore conscious command over those muscles. Suddenly, that constant pressure to rush fades, and the nights become less interrupted. Imagine the freedom of sleeping through until morning, of regaining dignity and control over something as basic as your bladder. It might sound like a small victory, but to the man who has been waking 4 or 5 times a night, it feels enormous. Another hidden benefit is the relief of chronic pelvic and lower back tension. Weak, tight muscles in the pelvis pull the spine out of alignment, creating strain that lingers for decades. By stretching and strengthening together, you rebalance the body. Your lower back no longer carries the burden alone, your hips move with greater ease, and standing tall feels effortless. Patients often tell me they feel 10 years younger simply because the constant ache that once followed them everywhere has finally released. That sense of lightness, of being free in your own body, is priceless. Improved circulation is another powerful gift. Every time you activate the glutes, the hip abductors, and the deep core stabilizers, you drive fresh, oxygen-rich blood into the pelvis. Better circulation doesn't just fuel firmer erections, it also supports healthier tissues, better healing, and greater vitality throughout the body. Men often notice their energy rises, their steps feel more alive, and even their skin reflects a renewed glow. These are not small cosmetic changes, they are signals that the body is functioning better from the inside out. And then there is confidence. When a man feels in control of his body again, when he knows he can stand tall, last longer, and move with strength, it changes the way he carries himself. Confidence is not just about appearance, it is about presence, about feeling capable and secure. It affects relationships, conversations, decisions. When you are no longer preoccupied with what your body cannot do, you begin to focus on what you can do. You engage more fully with life, and those around you feel it. These hidden benefits make the 5 stretches so much more than a routine for intimacy. They are, in truth, a path toward reclaiming vitality at every level. Whether it is fewer bathroom trips at night, a stronger back during the day, or deeper confidence in every interaction, the rewards extend far beyond the moment of intimacy. They create a quality of life that feels richer, freer, and more youthful. This is why I encourage you to think of these movements not only as exercises for erections, but as a daily practice for overall health. Every time you commit 5 or 10 minutes to them, you are investing in freedom, strength, and confidence that touches every part of your life. And yet, knowing the benefits is not enough. The question becomes, how do you take this knowledge and turn it into lasting change? Because the next step is not just about the exercises themselves, it is about building a simple, sustainable daily habit that ensures these results don't fade but grow stronger with time. 7. Building the daily habit. All the science, all the exercises, and all the benefits mean very little if they are not woven into your daily life. Knowledge only becomes transformation when it is practiced. And the truth is, these 5 stretches do not require hours of your time. They require only commitment and consistency. Think of them as an investment. 5 to 10 minutes a day, less than the time you might spend checking the news or scrolling through a phone. Yet those few minutes, done with purpose, can unlock years of renewed vitality, strength, and confidence. The secret to success lies in creating a rhythm that fits naturally into your life. For many of my patients, mornings work best. Beginning the day with movement sets the tone, wakes up the body, and builds momentum that carries through the hours ahead. Others prefer evenings, using the stretches as a way to release the stress and tension of the day before resting. There is no single right time. The right time is the one you will keep. When you pair consistency with intention, the body responds quickly. Within weeks, you begin to feel stronger. Within months, the changes can be dramatic. What makes the habit stick is not only routine, but mindset. Approach these exercises not as chores, but as acts of self-respect. Each repetition is a reminder that you care about your health, your independence, and your ability to live fully. That perspective changes everything. Instead of something you have to do, the stretches become something you get to do, a gift you give yourself daily. With that shift, discipline becomes devotion, and devotion yields results. Tracking progress also builds motivation. Keep a simple journal, noting how many repetitions you complete, how long you hold each position, and most importantly, how you feel. Record the nights you sleep better, the mornings you rise with less stiffness, the moments of intimacy that feel more confident. Over time, those notes become proof of progress, a story of renewal written in your own words. For men who doubt their ability to change, that record is powerful evidence that transformation is not only possible but happening right before their eyes. Another key is patience. Too often, men expect miracles overnight, and when the results are not immediate, they give up. But the body does not respond to demands. It responds to steady, respectful training. Think of a tree. It does not grow tall in a day, but with each sunrise, it grows a little stronger, a little deeper, until its strength is undeniable. Your body works the same way. Each day you show up, you are planting seeds of strength that will take root and flourish with time. The beauty of this habit is how quickly it integrates into life. Once it becomes routine, you no longer think about whether to do it, you simply do. And that is when the benefits become lasting, when the changes move from effort to effortless, from conscious practice to natural strength. At that point, the habit is no longer about exercise. It is about identity. You become the man who takes care of himself, the man who values vitality, the man who invests in his future. This daily commitment is the bridge between knowing and becoming. It is the step that transforms a list of exercises into a lifetime of strength and control. And once you have built this habit, you are ready to take the final step, the conclusion that brings everything together, reminding you not only of what you have gained, but of what lies ahead. Because the ending is not really an ending at all, it is an invitation to a new beginning, one where you stand taller, live freer, and reclaim the confidence that age can never take away. 8. Final words from Dr. James. Gentlemen, we have walked together through a journey that is about far more than exercise. These 5 stretches are not tricks or empty promises. They are practical, proven tools to help you reclaim control over your body and your confidence. The pelvic tilt showed you the foundation, a way to reconnect with muscles you may have forgotten. The prone stretch opened your core and released years of tension. The kneeling ab draw-in taught you how to breathe with intention and build endurance from the inside out. The bridge abduction awakened your power and stability, uniting your glutes, hips, and pelvic floor in a symphony of strength. And finally, the rocking frog stretch reminded you that freedom comes from balance, that strength without release is incomplete, and that youthfulness can be reawakened when circulation flows freely once again. Together, these movements build more than harder erections. They create better bladder control, stronger posture, reduced back pain, and the quiet confidence of knowing that your body still responds, still adapts, still grows. For men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, this realization can be life-changing. It is not just about performance in the bedroom. It is about dignity, independence, and joy in every part of life. The key is consistency. 5 to 10 minutes a day is all it takes. With patience, with practice, and with faith in your body's ability to respond, you will see results, first small, then undeniable. I have witnessed it countless times in my patients, and I believe you can experience it too. So let me leave you with this. Age does not define your masculinity. Choice does. And today you have the choice to strengthen, to reclaim, and to live fully again.